Hello, everybody, and welcome to the wonderful world of football shirts, a podcast that is dedicated to all things football shirts, the wearing of them, the talking about them, the building them up, and the knocking them down. But it is a safe space where we are allowed to share our opinions without any, any hatred flying our way, because that's what we don't like in this world is hate. I don't like it. Do you like it, Jake?
Nah, rubbish.
Boring, innit? Rubbish. Woody, are you a fan of the hate?
No time for it. Absolutely
No time
not.
for it.
No.
Helen?
Kick out.
Oh, no hate, no hate.
No hate, no hate. Okay. On that note, let's crack on, shall we? We are joined, of course, by Woody. Say hello, Woody.
Good evening.
Love your shirt today, buddy.
This is for you today, mate.
I love it. Well, you've hit all the angles here, haven't you? You've got
And Jake.
that one in the corner, and then you down at the bottom.
And then good old Alan Shearer on my right.
You always want Alan Shearer on your right. That's all you want it.
I know.
Overlapping. And we've got Jake. Say hello, buddy.
Hello. How's it going?
Yeah, not bad.
Good.
Helen,
Hello, hi.
you okay?
All good, yes.
Good week. Yep, good. Let's move on, shall we?
That is nice.
I'm doing something else at the same time at the moment.
No, it's okay. Wolves just scored to make it 3-1, but then I think it's been disallowed. That's boring. Not that it really matters. But, ladies and gentlemen, there's a lot to discuss this week, so we're going to crack right onto it because this week was FA Cup weekend. Third round, which
Magical.
I feel like, you know what? I'm glad you said that because I was going to question the magic of the FA Cup. It really doesn't feel as magical as it used to.
What?
No.
No, come on, guys.
Jake, you're only saying that as a United fan. There's no magic.
Sunday was as magical as it gets.
Oh,
Not only
God.
did we see Manchester United beat 12 men, we also saw earlier on in the day your Sunday League with Tamworth Spurs. Did you see the start when they had to get two players, one on top of someone's shoulders to put the nets up with tape? Oh,
Yeah.
brilliant.
Yeah.
That was quite fun, I'm not going to lie. And actually, it's a really good place to start, even though it isn't necessarily on the itinerary. But first of all, that kind of walk they had to do from the bus coming through and getting shouted dogs abuse at them, that was wicked. Because that was proper good. But Tamworth's kit has drawn some interesting comparisons to that AC Milan shirt from, was it last season or the season before? One made by Puma, one made by Macron. But I thought to myself, oh no, it's just a little bit like it. Then I looked closer. It was surprisingly accurate. It was like an 8-bit computer stripes going down, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the one from a few years back, isn't it?
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm sorry I don't have a picture of you, Helen, but
I think it looks cool. I think it looks cool. I mean, fair play for him for trying to give it a go.
What are Tamworth's colours though? Is it red and black or red?
Yeah, it's kind of red, isn't it? I used to go and watch Aviston, who were Tamworth's main local rival. And Aviston used to wear red and white stripes.
Right.
And Tamworth, I think, were just red.
Okay.
But we don't see that classic FA Cup kit anymore, though. Do you know what I mean? Do you remember when the Sun used to sponsor?
I was just about to say, I'm sure Kidderminster Harriers had it at some point in the late 90s.
Farnborough Town.
Who was it Farnborough that played against Liverpool?
Arsenal.
No, someone. Who was it who played against Liverpool? Maybe early noughties, and I think they got battered 6-1. It was maybe something and something.
Havant and Waterlooville.
Havant and Waterlooville.
Yeah.
They had a kit made by the Sun.
I remember crap. It's the important
Who was
stuff
it?
I remember.
Who was it? Boreham Wood had a kit given to them or bought for them by somebody as well fought, especially for the game last year in the FA Cup. I do love that stuff. Is when you have the smaller teams that.
I just haven't seen it this year. Weirdly, I don't know why. But I was kind of expecting to see something random, but I haven't seen it yet.
No, well, we have got some little oddities of the FA Cup, and we'll move on to the game that Jake referenced, which was Manchester United versus Arsenal. And Arsenal were wearing their anti-knife crime kit.
Mhm.
Is that exactly what it was? So red is the colour of blood, and blood is what comes out of your body when you get stabbed. So if you take away knives, you take away red, and therefore Arsenal's anti-red kit. It's
Arsenal's press release by Richard.
it's one of those ones, instead of all that kind of like media bullshit, where it's like,
Yeah.
the lack of red represents. It's like, no, if you get stabbed, you're red, and red is no. So, Woody, I'll come to you first. Did you see any of that game? Did you see the kit? What do you? You are a bit of a gooner. What did you make of it as a?
I like what it stands for. I like the fact that they've stuck to traditions. I think it's for a great cause. I don't know. I don't know I don't know why they keep having to use it in the FA Cup every year. I mean, could they not just put it in the Carabao Cup for a bit? Or, I mean, people are using it in a Premier League match for an away game. Do you know what I mean? So I find it very strange that Arsenal keep adopting it as a home kit. I mean, I know from the past few seasons, they wore it at Oxford, they wore it at Notts Forest, and they wore it at home to Liverpool. So they've not had a great run, and the kit itself it's a rushed Pro Direct soccer kind of thing, and I suppose. But like I said, I can't take it away from what it's there for. So, yeah.
That's fair enough, Jake. It just looks strange, doesn't it? Seeing Arsenal at home wearing all white, it just doesn't really make much sense, does it? From a visual perspective.
No, it is a bit odd. It is a bit odd. Have they won in this all white kit yet?
Away at Oxford, the season before last. So not the Liverpool home game, but before.
The first season was against Forest, and that was on the all or nothing dock, and they lost. Then it was Oxford, which they won. Then last year against Liverpool, which they lost, and then Manchester United, they lost. I mean, so again, I like the concept of it, but just the visual is just very strange, because you are used to seeing Manchester United maybe wear white when they go to Arsenal, which you can't do anyway because Arsenal's kit is too white as it is.
Yeah.
But also, we did see something else in that game, which was quite a unique thing, and this is not shirt related, but the ball. Do you see that Manchester United are allowed to play with a white and gold ball because they are the holders of the FA Cup? They're the only team that are allowed to play with it. So if Man United got knocked out, then there'd be no white and gold ball.
Oh, right. No, didn't know.
Yeah, so it's... Yeah, that's the thing.
That's like that's like a really spoilt kid at the playground, like not allowing anyone else to kick his ball.
Quite literally.
And this is also like a bit of an oddity for the FA Cup, and it's just sprung to my head now after you're saying that. Have you seen the thing about Man City and their patches?
Yeah.
That's random as well, isn't it? Like
I know.
I'm surprised that they let them do that, because they're usually like dead against anybody who rebels against anything, and for them not to have it just because their sponsors are kind of direct rivals is a little bit weak, in it. Just put the patch on. You lift the cup, don't you? You get the prize money. Put a patch on your shirt.
I need to now kind of go back and check to see, because normally when you get the ribbons on the cup, they usually have the sponsors written on the ribbons.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
So I wonder, because obviously, for those that don't know, Man City sponsored by Etihad, the FA Cup sponsored by Emirates, right? So they are two competing brands. Therefore, the Man City team don't want to put any promotion of Emirates. So what they've done this year is they're wearing the FA Cup patch for the first time, but not having the word Emirates on it. So it just says FA Cup. So yeah, I wonder when they lift the trophy, do they doctor the images to not have any Emirates merchandise?
That's
You might have to go
ridiculous.
back a couple of seasons because I think they lost last season's final, didn't they? If my memory serves me correct.
If my memory serves me correctly.
Still not come down from that.
Fair enough. Okay, so then we move on to another FA Cup game, which was the Friday night game. I don't think it was the curtain raiser for the third round, but it was definitely one that was on the television and got a lot of attention because it was a chance for West Ham United against Aston Villa, and a chance for Aston Villa to showcase their brand new 150th anniversary kit. And I think it's caused a lot of conversations between the football show community and just friends in general, because some people love it, some people don't like it. Jake, why don't you, because you know what it is, don't you? So why don't you just do us a little jobby of telling us, everyone who doesn't know what it is and is not looking at a picture of it, what it is?
Yeah, sure. So, like you said, it's the 150th anniversary year this year, and to mark it, they released a kit and the colours that they wore way back when they first started, and it's black, a predominantly all black shirt. That shirt was also the one which featured their first badge and their first crest. And because their founder, being a Scotsman, he opted to choose the lion, which is what Scotland wore on their shirts, and that's why Aston Villa have a lion on their badge. So this first kit that they had was a black shirt, kind of like white leggings or whatever they wore, tights they wore in those days, and with this red lion on the front in the middle of the shirt. So to mark it, this season Adidas created a one-off all black shirt with a special crest to commemorate that. It's just a red lion with Aston Villa Football Club going around the outside of it in a bit of a circular sort of pattern shape. That's the word I was looking for. And then there's a couple of little sort of details thrown in on the shirt, like they've got sort of like a little homage to the little stained glass which they've got around Villa Park on the bottom bit of the shirt and stuff. Plain white shorts, black socks, and they just went with a simple number rather than a name and number. And the numbers, they went pretty old school, white against the black and black against the white on the shorts. But yeah, it was really plain, really, really clean looking. It was just template stuff, but my opinion on it is they did a good job. You can tell that it wasn't, I don't think any of them had player specs. They were just, your supporter ones, which you get. I actually was in Telford on the weekend and they had some in the sports shop there for the kids' side still left over, and I went over and had a little look.
I was at Telford this weekend.
Oh, no, sorry, not Saturday. I was in Sunday.
Oh.
And in the JD Sports in there, they still had some kids' sizes left. I know the adults sold out pretty quick. And I had to go and have a little nose after I spotted it. And it's your standard template shirt. The little bits look really good on it. And for where Villa are in that sort of Adidas pyramid of however many elite clubs they've got, 8 elite clubs, 12 elite clubs, whatever it is, Villa are probably in that second tier of that triangle. They're never going to get anything super special, nothing bespoke as in that sense for one-offs. So I think for their size, for the event, I think it is a good job, and I think it marked it pretty well.
Okay. Woody?
Yeah, I mean, I think it for 150th show, it could have had a little bit more detail to it. It could have looked a little bit more spectacular. I did like the number on the back. The number looked was it supposed to look like it was kind of stitched on? Was that the effect they were going for? I'm not sure.
I think it was. Someone's been working on them. The guys who do like the prints and stuff like that. I think someone's been working on them. I don't know. I'll try and get a better picture.
I would, and I said this, and I think, Woody, you didn't like the I said it, but it was very reminiscent of the Chelsea one, because the Chelsea one just had numbers a few years ago when they just went for that pure blue kit. Do you remember? And they had huge numbers, and they looked like they were stitched on as well.
But they kind of like their whole kit kind of followed. It didn't just look like they had just a shirt and then someone bought them Sondico white shorts and Sondico black socks. Like their Chelsea kit looked like yellow socks, shorts, and it just looked like it all matched. I don't know. It just felt a little bit different.
Sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
So where should I go with this? I will just say that they followed it through inside the whole stadium, and I did really like their graphics for the game, matched the kit. I think you would have appreciated that. The flag inside the stadium, much like the kind of wall that created, was really nice effect. It really lent on that black with red.
Mad, haven't they, Villa, this season?
That's what I mean. It's like
never known them do it before.
No, it's like they've got like a new marketing manager or something that's just gone, right, we need to do it like this now, because their club just seems to be everywhere.
Champions League nights at Villa Park are looking pretty special.
That's what it is. It's European football, tell you.
My argument, it's not an argument. My thing about these anniversary shirts, this one in particular, is you kind of gone half hog in recreating a replica of the shirt that was first used. So my argument is, why not go whole hog and make it look not exactly the same, because I know that's not practical, much like the Wolves bright gold one, but why not have the badge in the middle like it was back then? Because you said it's a bigger badge and it's in the middle. Surely it doesn't take much to do that. So I'm not sure whether I like the idea of an anniversary shirt for a good anniversary to be either an exact replica, but obviously modernized, or do what other teams do and just add a whiff of gold in it. Because I love a whiff of gold on a kit, and I think that makes a really nice anniversary shirt. Not a Wolves gold, I'm talking about a proper gold. So you either go whole hog and make it look really retro, or you have that's usually for centenary kits, isn't it? Like Man United, for example,
a bit of bling.
Gold. Yeah, you add a bit of bling in it to make it sparkle.
Was the sponsor on it, Jake, when you looked at it close up?
No.
So they had completely removed.
It did look plain black.
I do like that idea.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I'm on the fence with it, to be honest. Like I said, I like everything that goes around it. I like the fact it's a black kit, but I just kind of was a little bit kind of, all right.
You're like that meme, isn't it? Where like on Instagram, where like they've got like the shirt from a football team, and you got that guy going, "It's all right."
Yeah.
I said, "It's all right," and the other one goes, "Whoa, mama!" Ooh, bit rich. Right. Okay. So, guys, we've got two avenues. We can split off here. We've got two avenues to go down, because we're talking about black shirts a lot recently. So we can either go down an avenue right now and talk about black shirts, or we can go down the avenue of anniversary shirts. So I'm going to give you the opportunity. What shall we go black first?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So, guys who listen to the pod, you know that we've been talking about black shirts a lot recently. There's been a lot of blackout shirts released, especially retro-y ones. We've been talking about them quite a lot, and Aston Villa now being the latest one. So we thought, why not we wind the clock back and just have a think and present what we think has been the best black shirts in the Premier League. Simple as that, really. I'm going to save the best till last. Wink, wink, it's over Woody's left shoulder. So we'll talk about that one last, I think. But, sorry, left elbow. But Woody, let's start with you.
Yeah.
What kind of what shirt are you thinking of? Just give us one. I know you've got a few.
Yeah, I mean, One that I did really like would have been Chelsea's 2001, 2002, or it might be 2002, 2003 Fly Emirates, and it was almost like it's a blue kind of slash midnight kind of color, but black. I just thought it was a glorious Umbro kit, and I can remember buying it when I was younger, and it was just a classic kit. Ida Johnson, Mario Melchiot, perfect. Great memories seeing that.
Was this Mourinho era, or was this maybe
no? I was saying to Rich before we went on, before we went live, is that I liked Chelsea before the Abramovich era. So when it was kind of like the Ranieri and Ida Johnson, Hasselbank up front, Gronkier, that kind of era, and I just really liked that kit. I thought it was one of the sort of kits I can remember being quite standout for me that kind of season.
The kind of the dark blue really does play off really nicely, and what I like about it as well is the Chelsea badge is quite understated, and it actually, apart from the midnight blue going down the sides, it's just black and white.
Yeah,
that I really like. Simplified Umbro logo at the time.
Yeah,
that's a good one. That smart one actually. I will present to you. What am I going to go with? Because there's quite a few that I went with. And actually, I will pick a Premier League one first. They're all Premier League teams, but you'll see what the difference. 21-22 Everton away shirt. Hummel, black shirt with a bright orangey red sash going from left to right.
One.
With a kind of
I
love a black shirt with a sash. However, I don't know what's going on with this collar. It reminds me of our favourite bright gold wool shirt collar. It looks very strange. It's kind of like I found it very interesting because, again, the colours play off each other. I don't really like the Kazoo logo, but you can't do anything about sponsors, can you really? But it's kind of like they're trying to be a blackout shirt, but then it's not a blackout shirt because you've got a nice big orangey red stripe going down there. So I thought that was a really interesting one and really drew my attention.
Yeah, I think was this an anniversary type one as well, or they were throwing it back to a very early Everton kit, weren't they, with this?
They've got to be. I'm not too sure. I might have to double check.
I'm guessing that's why they've blacked out the Hummel.
Yeah, maybe. Everton kits. What is it that you don't like about it, Woody?
Just the stripe, the diagonal stripe. I'm not a massive fan of those on kits, if I'm honest. I just think it doesn't look very symmetrical, and I just think the sponsor, the collar, there was lots of combinations of this kit that I didn't really appreciate, to be honest.
1880 to 81 away shirt, I believe.
I can imagine a lot of clubs kind of had that sash, though, to identify themselves in that kind of era, didn't they? Southampton didn't they, at one stage, where it was white and just the red. Yeah.
It would have been, a lot of the times, it wouldn't even have been an actual proper, on the kit, would it? It would have actually been a proper sash, just like to identify. It's a bit like wearing bibs.
Yeah. There you go. An Everton bib.
But Jake, you were just saying about the broken part of it.
It's a broken sash, man. It's just, think of a different way to do it.
Or do what Aston Villa do and not have a Kazoo logo on there. You don't need to have it, surely. Because you know what I like? When I think about sashes, I think about teams like Fulham and Man City, that when they went sash, they went really small sponsor below the badge, didn't they?
Yeah.
Well, Southampton didn't have one, did they?
I don't think they did. Yes. No, it's plain, wasn't it? Completely plain.
Yeah, they just had the tailored by Umbro kit, and that was quite cool. But yeah, I get that. That's small sponsor.
Jake, give us an idea of one of the black shirts you really like.
I really like this one, and following on from you just mentioning them there, Fulham's 2011-12 away kit by Kappa. I think it's so suave and sick looking. It's just so nice. It's all black, that Kappa combat style. So it's got kind of like the on show sort of seam and hem lines and stuff like that. But it's got just the two big red Kappa logos on the shoulders. Sponsor's a little bit too big, but it's got white and red in there as well, so it kind of like just pops, and it's all mixed in with that colour. The Fulham badge, white, black, and red, and the shirt, black, white, and red. Just class. Is one that you'd expect to see Serie A clubs playing in. It's a banger.
Yeah, there's an elegance to the sponsor, and the Kappa logo being the red outline. I think that really has a special detail to it. Yeah, I like that one. And those were all good Kappa kits, that combat range. Again, we've said it many a time, not for the fan themselves, but on players, they look incredible. Woody, have you got any of those Kappa combat kits?
No, because I look like mincemeat wrapped in a bin bag putting them on, to be honest. So, yeah, I tend not to go to that kind of era.
Is that just a phrase you plucked out of thin air? Because I've never heard anyone call themselves mincemeat wrapped.
No, it just doesn't look good. I've tried. Do you know what I used to love? And I was absolutely obsessed with the Italy 2002, Korea, Japan. Yeah. And I bought it and I thought, wow, that's tight.
Yeah.
And like I said, it looks great on Italians. It looks great on professional footballers, but it sticks to me like glue.
Oh, Woody, have you got another one for us?
Yes, I do. Thanks for asking. Let's go Blackburn.
Yeah.
The classic Asics. Alan Shearer, Tim Sherwood, Colin Hendry. I mentioned this last week with regards to the Macron anniversary traditional remake of this shirt. The collar is massive and it's very thick. But I think 90s Asics were an absolute trailblazer for the Premier League. And the fact that this has got the red pinstripes, McEwen's Lager sponsor, nothing else to it really. It doesn't need it. I mean, I think it's a class shirt, to be fair. I believe this came with red shorts, Jake.
Yeah, it did. Right? Yeah.
And then black socks with like a red top. Yeah. Just a great shirt, I think, and I think the badge, Asics, everything just matches perfectly with this, and yeah, great memories of this.
Whilst we're on the theme of pinstripes, do you want to grab that other one next to you as well?
Yes. My dearly beloved.
Now,
Wednesday.
Just quickly back to the Blackburn one, is there any detailing in the jacquard of the shirt, or is it just a plain black and red pinstripe? We've got an extra detailing on this one, which if you weren't to know, you might think it more grey or right. But what is the detailing in there?
So it's Puma King.
That name's that sick.
Yeah.
Puma King. So obviously it's just got the Puma kind of. What would you say the Puma logo is on the boot? Like the kind of stripes, is it?
You can't say it's a swoosh, can you? Because it's not a swoosh.
It's not a swoosh, is it? The Puma speed bump.
It's like a downward swoosh.
Yeah, so it's that on there, and then it's got King printed on the underneath. And I mean, you don't really get much better than that for kind of the jacquard sponsor, I suppose. But you're right. In the light, it looks very grey. But yeah, in comparison to Blackburn, I mean, this has way more detail. But yeah.
And what year was this one?
This was 93, 95.
And what year was the Blackburn one?
That's 94, 95.
So the level of detail on both shirts is so vast, really. Like the amount of detailing on the Puma ones at the time compared to the Asics ones is even I would say, as far as looking at the collar of the Puma one, is a collar you'd see now, whereas the Asics one is so old-fashioned.
Yeah,
I can still remember seeing Alan Shearer running around and that collar just flopping everywhere.
Yeah. I mean, Jake, that's the Man United one, that's 93, is it? 94?
93 to 95.
Like, let's just take a second here and really appreciate Premier League from 93 to 95. I mean, what time to be a football fan. To have these as football shirts that were like out in the shops. Unbelievable, really. You can't
Well,
beat
it is. You can't. And you know what's interesting is when I posed this question to us to look up like some black shirts. If you look at the start of the Premier League era, 1992, I looked at like 92, 93, and then there's nothing. Then 93, 94, 95, I'm like, okay, there's a few. And then I type in 96, 97, 97, 98, 90. I was like, there's no black shirts.
Nope.
It's like, they just didn't exist. And I'm pretty sure that's probably because of referee rules where you weren't allowed to have black shirts at the time.
Yeah,
but
it might have been, I want to say, and this might be completely false. I think that Man United one was the first one.
I'm going to say it is, Jake. Yeah.
I think it was the first one.
Yeah.
I wanted to save it till last because I think it's probably the best one, but you're holding it now. So let's talk about this one.
Sorry.
Woody's no, it's fine. I like it. What Woody's modelling it. Jake's got a version here he's bringing over as well. Oh, Jake, turn it over.
Go on, Jake.
yours.
You have your moment. Go on.
That's mine.
Hold it.
93.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh, with
And I
Lee
got
Sharp
that.
on the back
Got,
as well.
Match of the Day event at the NEC.
You tease. That is incredible.
So
Yeah, I mean,
do
again-
us some build up on this. Tell us all about it because a lot of people. I mean, obviously, your kind of average listeners will know about this black shirt, but you probably won't have seen it in person so much. So, do us a little describing of what the shirt is, what the jacquard is, what the pattern.
Jake, I'm falling in love with this shirt again, mate. I mean, I've completely ignored the stripes in this shirt. So, Jake, I'll let you have your moment with this, but just the stripes are obviously Umbro black. That's incredible.
Yeah, and it's black on black, but you can still make it out from a distance.
Yeah.
And it's going through on the sleeves as well. The thing which I've always loved about it is the sort of goldy blue trim that's on there, and was on the base of the shorts as well. And it just, that gold, because it's sort of a bit richer looking than yellow. I can't really say that that's yellow. Just clashes with that blue so nice. Not clashes, but just complements that blue so nice because it's such a rich looking blue as well. We've got that Umbro 90s piping along the sleeves. On the collar, we've got a nice little, the gold bits outlining the blue bits running around it. We've got a little blue back piece on the back of the collar. It's got a little MUFC, stuff like that, which you don't really have on shirts anymore, and it flaps up. So, it's just pointless, but they would have probably taken it away because it might slightly irritate the athlete nowadays. But it's just stuff like that you remember on these 90s.
I'm sure they could cut a hole in it, Jake.
Exactly.
God.
And like,
what were the shorts and socks like? Remind me of the shorts and socks.
So the shorts were completely the same material with the same pattern running through black, but on the bottom of the shorts around each sort of hole, it had that
they didn't.
gold and the blue. Yeah.
They had that Umbro bit as well.
That Umbro bit, along the sort of bottom bit. And then the socks were all, like the Umbro from the time, they were all black with, I want to say, a blue outline around the base with a gold Umbro diamond going around them.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
It's just literally an amazing shirt. My first Man United game was Man United versus Villa, and it was like a nighttime game. It was the first one that Sky had, and it's the one where Lee Sharp scored 2 goals. I did the little Sharpie shuffle after him and stuff like that. It was wearing that kit. It was just, that was it. And that's my favourite shirt ever.
Wow, that's a good night from us, I think. I feel quite emotional after this one.
Do you know what? Actually, I'm gonna kind of. I don't think we can beat that one, but I'm gonna kind of come across with one that I really liked, and actually, it stemmed from I was trying to look up some black shirts, and I couldn't find a good Tottenham one, but Tottenham had that half black, half grey shirt with Under Armour that Gareth Bale wore, and that led me on to a Man City shirt, which is very similar, made by Nike, and it's kind of like it's a black on black, but it's kind of like a black on a slightly lighter black, half and half shirt. And it's only because of the Manchester United stripes that's made me think about this one to talk about. It makes me think I do love a good same colour on same colour, but it's slightly different tonally, so you can tell. Yeah. And I think this one was a Grandad collar, so it looked well smart as well. Playing, I think
love a Grandad collar.
Yeah.
A good Grandad collar on a kit, and much to my pleasure, it was a gold sponsor, gold badge, gold Nike tick. So that made me happy. But then reminded me.
Was that their first away kit after they won the league?
That's a good question. I do not know.
Yeah, I'm not too sure.
But that would be a good kind of like, ooh, look at us, we're wearing gold because we've won the league.
Yeah,
kind of thing,
I'd have thought that. But
2013, 14. So
yeah, it would have been 2012, 2013 they won the league. Yeah.
Jake's not talking to us at the moment. He's either frozen or angry.
I think it was. Yeah, no, I'm trying to remember. I think it's got to have been.
They stitched Man United right at the end, didn't they? The season.
Well, yeah, it was Aguero, wasn't it? Oh, it's QPR. It's QPR that won the league, not Man City.
Yeah.
Paddy, what's his name? The keeper.
Paddy Kenny.
Paddy Kenny booting the ball up so they can take a nice quick kick off. Yeah, whatever.
Delightful blade. There we go.
But then that then keeps on me on a trend of black and gold, because I did mention how I like gold in it. West Ham had 125th anniversary black shirt where they had just a plain black shirt with strangely enough, like the badge was blacked out apart from the golden hammers, and then the gold Umbro logo and Betway, which is quite nice. And then it kind of brings me on to one that I really like this one. It was the Fernando Torres Liverpool black shirt that had, it's very similar to the Kappa Combat with the kind of outside stitching of little tiny bits of red, but they had the 3 stripes going down in gold, Carlsberg in gold, and it looks like it's a long sleeve shirt, Champions League night. I put it on the group, but I'm going to show you that one there.
Oh God, I forgot that one.
Yeah, I really like that one as well. It kind of just reminds me of that good, everyone liked that Liverpool team time.
Tuesday night in Benfica.
I'm actually looking forward to seeing what Adidas do with Liverpool next, because they've got such a good history. Some unbelievable shirts that they've made for them. Looking forward to seeing what they do. If you think because Newcastle had that same sort of history with Adidas, they had arguably one of the greatest Premier League kits ever made by them, and now first season, like we spoke about last week, smashed it out the park with them. They've done some really cool retro releases as well with that Grandad collar coming back out. Liverpool with that big cricket collar and the quarters, and going even further back with the Ian Rush days with the stripes going over the shoulders and stuff. It'd be interesting to see what they do.
I'm going to keep us on the Liverpool theme, because I'm actually going to change tack a little bit, because we've gone through some shirts that are really nice. And I think it's fair to say that most black shirts are always winners. But then you have some that are absolutely dreadful. And the 2014-2015 Warrior Liverpool kit. Now, I don't know if you think it's the one you think it is, because it's not the black, purple and white one, but it's the black, black and red one. That's which I'm holding up to the screen. And
if you didn't like that sash before, Woody.
No.
That.
Do not adjust your TV sets.
So yeah, the Warrior Liverpool period was a very strange and peculiar time for football shirts.
Our Warrior.
It was a worrying
Premier League
time.
brand of all time.
Say again?
Yeah.
Our Warrior, the worst Premier League brand manufacturer of all time.
Yes.
Close to New Balance.
Well, is there not a thing that did New Balance buy out Warrior? I think that's what happened. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. New Balance did all right with Liverpool's kit when they won the league. I didn't mind that one. But back to the Warrior black. Those Liverpool away kits for that period of time were black and other colours, and they just threw shapes at it and patterns on it that just don't really work, do they?
No, not on this occasion. Sorry, Warrior.
It's absolutely fine. Jakey, do you want to give us a good one? You've got a couple of good ones, extra good ones.
Let me have a look at my list. We've spoke about quite a few here. See if I've got any more which we haven't.
You've got the Arsenal black one from a few years ago.
Yeah, I'm not going to talk about the other Man United one, which I've done, even though it was really, really nice, and it's got that black on black snowflake effect. I'm going to go for that black, kind of like a black with like a grey AFC pattern running through it that Arsenal had a few years back. And it had like a rose gold cannon and the Adidas logo. And I think the three stripes on the shoulders maybe like a grey colour, a granite colour that sort of you can see, but it fits in with the shirt really nicely. Really like it. Really smart. It's kind of, you can see that modern pattern running in there. It's not like a retro sort of inspired thing. It's pushing it forward. Liked it. Really good.
Yeah, was that something to do with was the pattern, the jacquard, something to do with the outside of the Emirates? You've got the word Arsenal written.
Might have been.
As a kind of sort of statue thing.
Yeah,
I think
it looked like it was on some sort of stand, didn't it, in different angles. Yeah, it was an odd one. Liked it though. Good effort.
One that I saw and that I wanted to kind of talk about really quickly when it comes to black shirts and anniversary shirts is something that I think was released last year, which was Newcastle's, which I put it in the group and it surprised me because I did not know this was released. 130th anniversary shirt from Newcastle last season made by Castore.
Yeah.
And it is effectively a black and black striped shirt with a white Newcastle logo, Castore logo just above it in the middle. And then the jacquard is the Newcastle badge, but with some kind of like leaves coming off it. One, I didn't know about this.
Coming off it.
Yeah. Two, I'm assuming they never wore this in a game because we would have seen it. And what it made me think, Woody, is I'm putting the question to you. If Aston Villa had stayed with Castore for an extra season, would Castore have made a better anniversary shirt for Aston Villa than Adidas would have?
No. I mean, I remember seeing that Newcastle kit, and didn't they wear it either as a training top or at Brighton last season? I kind of remember seeing it because I know what it looks like. But I think Adidas, they've just got a better template, in my opinion, than Castore. That's no offence to Castore, because they have made some smart kits, but I don't think it would have been any better. I just think the Aston Villa kit needed a bit more zhuzhing up, a bit more detail, a bit more bedazzling.
My only the reason why I asked that question is because no Castore kits are the same. Wolves, Villa, Everton, they're all different. So I thought the license Castore would have had to have done a better kit might have been
true
there, but who knows? True. And then my last one, which again wasn't worn and as good, is that Bournemouth kit. Jake, do you remember that in the pre-season? Bournemouth had their pre-season kits. Now you may remember it better than I. Well, what was this one from? It was designed by their owner, their Hollywood owner.
whose name escapes
That's
me at the
it.
moment.
Michael B.
Michael.
Jordan.
That's
Yeah.
the one. He worked
Yeah.
alongside Umbro to create these two special pre-season kits. One was an all red number, one was all black. Both had the same sort of patterns running through it, and they had that newish badge, new retro badge.
Yeah.
Was it off the top of my head? They were really cool. Smart.
It's incredible.
Shame they only wore them for pre-season.
Mm.
Yeah, that's a really strange one. So yeah, I also picked a Man United black one that had that kind of snowflake, but instead of you picking the black with white, I picked the black with red. They've used that kind of little tiny Manchester United-y snowflakey template a couple of times in bits and bobs, and again,
What
Jack
kit's that?
really was nice.
It was our
Which one?
first away kit that we had when we went back to Adidas. So it was all black, and it had the snowflake graphic running at the top half, and then this real fiery orange looking three stripes and badge. It was all right. The shorts were when Adidas did. Do you remember when Adidas did that crazy short season for their away kits?
Horrible.
It was black that faded into white.
Yeah, because I remember AC Milan having that on like a green away kit.
Green with like loads of stripes.
Oh.
Yeah, man, it was.
Woof.
They went for it, but it didn't work that.
All right. Well, I think it's fair to say we've agreed that some of the better shirts were, well, released in 93 to 95.
Yeah, 100%.
Yes.
And I don't think we'll do any better than that, will we? So let's just stop talking about black
Well,
shirts.
just stop football. Stop football in general. It's
Yeah.
done.
Next week,
It's not
baseball.
gonna get any
Thank
better.
you.
Let's
Okay,
call
so
it now when Man United are on more titles than Liverpool. Done. Finished.
you had to bring football into it, didn't you? Right. So as well as talking about black shirts recently, we have talked a lot about anniversary shirts. And so I've kind of like come up with this fun little game. And do you know what, Helen? I'll get you involved too here, because I know you have a husband who's well into his football. And you can, so it's fair to say, I keep on saying it's fair to say, we know now that Jake, you are a Manchester United fan. Woody, you are a Sheffield Wednesday fan. I am a Wolves fan. Helen, you are whatever you want to support at the time.
Yeah. Floating. Lantern Major, Elgin, Fulham.
Pick one of
That was
those.
a list.
Yeah.
I'll pick Fulham. 'Cause I
Okay.
think it probably has more shirts.
Okay. So I am posing to you guys that we are going to design our own, very own anniversary shirt for our team. Right?
Yeah.
So the rules are simple. Design your own anniversary shirt. Obviously, all our teams are in different stages of years, so there might not be an anniversary coming up, but that's not important. So, Woody, I want you to just bite your tongue slightly on the fact that Wolves, for me, might be having a 113th anniversary, for example, or Woody. I don't know how old Sheffield Wednesday are. Like, that's not the point. We're not
Sure.
we're not caring about the year. We just are saying what we would like to see from our football team when producing an anniversary shirt. Does that make sense?
It does. Yeah.
Now, the rules are quite really basic in the fact that I just want you to kind of come up with a basic idea of what you want your shirt to look like, what colours it'll be. The only thing is you've got to have the sponsor, I guess. No, you don't even have to have the sponsor on. I just want you to have a quick rough design of it. That's all. And in a few weeks' time, it will be the podcast's 4th birthday. We'll be going for 4 years, this podcast. So I think in a few weeks' time, we will present to each other
Ooh,
our idea.
I like that.
And then
Are you
we'll
are
let
you
the guys-
asking me to get my felt tip pens out?
I am asking you to get the felt tip pens out.
Haha. Crayola.
Go into as much detail as you want. go into as little detail as you want. Go for a complete replica of a shirt that is currently sitting next to you. Go for a shirt that they wore very at the beginning. Create your very own shirt. We've seen retro shirts. We've seen, was it Wolfsburg or Werder Bremen that did a mash-up-y one? Arsenal did one very similar as well that they never wore for celebrating their time with Nike.
We don't like mash-up shirts, though. Come on.
No, unless it's done well. Scotland, for example, they had their Adidas shirt. They used elements of old Scotland shirts put together, or the history of Scottish football. So, you could do that. You could just, again, create your own shirt and just whack some gold on it.
Nice.
Okay.
Good
like
idea.
that.
Happy with that?
Love it.
Cool.
Yeah, great.
So, I'm not saying we're going to kind of get this shirt made, but we're going to kind of get it done, and hopefully one of our
Jake
friends and listeners, he'll paint a shirt. One of our friends or listeners on the pod might make us a really nice 3D image of it. Might be quite fun.
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay, right. Is that it? Do we have anything else we want to talk about, or are we done?
Oh, I've got one more thing that's just come out this week. Has everyone seen the PSG thing that's come out with the wings, the Jordan?
Was
wings?
on my list.
Yes.
What do you make of it?
This is a good topic. I'm interested in this because I am opinionated.
I don't know the story behind having wings on the shirt. Is that something to do with the Jordan thing, or?
Yeah,
More to do with the trainers, isn't it?
So Michael Jordan, the Air Jordan were his trainers, and that's the Nike brand Air Jordan, right? And the badge is wings on the side. So what they're doing,
I thought that was him jumping with the basketball.
Yeah, on the back of the trainers, it's not him jumping. It's like it's almost like an army badge. It looks like it's got wings coming out to the side. I wish I had a picture to show you, and that's what they're doing there, because obviously it's part of the brand of Nike, but they're having their kits made by. There you go.
Oh, okay, right, nice one. Cheers, Jake. Yeah.
Did you draw that?
I quite like it.
No, that's actually on their jackets.
It looked like you just drew that.
Here's one I made earlier.
Yeah.
I do like it. It's it looks quite tasteful actually on this kit, to be honest. As far as PSG kits have gone over the last few years, this one doesn't look like a Louis Vuitton handbag. It looks quite nice.
Interestingly enough, I prefer it in the short sleeve than I do the long sleeve, because in the long sleeve the wings go all the way down and it's a long wing, and I didn't like it. I prefer the short sleeve version. And my other opinion on it is I don't know how much I like the idea of a football shirt pushing the brand rather than the club.
Yeah.
And that's just,
again, political.
Yeah, I mean, a little bit. It's one of the reasons why you can't have the three big stripes coming across your sleeve anymore. Like, your old Liverpool kit that you spoke about. You're only allowed to have a certain amount of branding by a club manufacturer on your kit. So, because it's more about the team than it is about the brand. Probably why we don't see, much like your Sheffield Wednesday shirt there, Puma King adverts all over the shirt, So I don't know whether I like the idea of it pushing the Jordan brand more than PSG, but at the same time, it does look pretty good.
Yeah, I suppose it's got to show an element of collaboration, hasn't it? But yeah, you're right. I think it's as subtle as it can be. I mean, Jake, what do you think?
Yeah,
I do quite like it. I like the wing element on the sleeve because we've seen it from the Drake Ramberg shirts in the 90s. And obviously, Drake had a massive sort of input into PSG's kits around about that time as well.
Was that like Nigeria as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, Nigeria, Dortmund, and may have been somebody else as well. But for me, on the actual shirt itself, I don't quite like that little bit where the shoulder hits the main body of the shirt and you can't see the sort of finalized white stripe of the wing. So it's kind of like part done. Whereas the jackets, which they've released, they've released a dark blue one and a white one with a dark blue one with a blue wing feature and a white one with a dark blue wing feature. And they've got a real nice sort of defining line between the body and the sleeve. So it kind of rounds off each one. It doesn't look like any lines, like incomplete. And I would have preferred them to have matched that to the shirt, to be honest. But it's a blue shirt, isn't it? It's a blue shirt when their main home kit is predominantly blue as well. It's not too dissimilar. So it's obviously just a money-making gimmick, like you say, Rich. It's pushing the brand rather than the club, because there's no need for it whatsoever with the colours that they've used and what they've gone for. Because usually those Air Jordan and Jordan shirts have kind of been completely different, haven't they? In the past.
Yeah, complete like mad colourways of it, like paint splatter ones. Was there a rumour that Tottenham might have an Air Jordan kit this year?
Oh, don't know.
God,
don't know.
I hope not.
Air Jordan. Oh yeah.
Do you know this? Like, this kit doesn't stand out for like nice design reasons, and it doesn't stand out for what is that? It's a bit kind of like a play it safe collaboration kit this time. I don't know. That's what the vibe it gives.
Yeah, it's like, I can see what you're doing.
Yeah.
Show. Is that the draft? Show us the finished product then.
Yeah.
It's like,
what do you mean it's already been made?
it's missing something. So just to push it and make it special.
Yeah, but unless, fingers crossed, that Tottenham are listening and they're not going to go ahead with this rumoured collaboration, because that just sum them up.
Okay, right. I like that way of ending it. Guys, so as I said, we're now going to have a little competition kind of behind the scenes. We're going to present in about just about a month's time, I think. And
I love that.
I've got a month.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
So sharpen your pencil crayons. But do you know what? We are a community, and we have had so many guests on the pod, and we have so many listeners that love to engage in the podcast. So let's just open it up to everybody, eh? If you're listening right now, the rules are, there are really no rules. I just want you to have your team, or if it's not your team, a team, and you think you can do a really good job of an anniversary shirt, mock one up. Use your colouring pencils, use your kid's iPad, do whatever you want. Use it. What's that football kit creator website as well? FIFA Kit Creator. Have a go on that if you want to. Do something. Have a bit of fun with it.
You can lose days on that app.
Yep. Yeah. That's why I had to delete it off my phone.
I mean, I know you've kind of thrown this on us, Rich.
Yeah.
We were going to do an anniversary thing, but you've kind of thrown it on us, and I'm really liking it. And I'm just thinking off the top of my head, I may know somebody who could judge them or give a professional opinion on these creative shirts.
Okay. Cold sweat runs down Woody's forehead.
So
what is this?
I might see if he's interested to get in touch, to jump on, and we're during the reveal.
Oh no!
Just to add a bit of spice and a bit of extra pressure.
Can we all say, if everyone else does one, like some of the listeners do like a kit, can we do like a true like Blue Peter fashion thing at the end where we show like Jonathan, aged 4, has designed this.
Marcus, I know you're listening.
Yeah, come on, Jonesy, you're doing it as well.
You can get yourself a Wonderful World of Football shirts badge.
Oh, I tell you, there you go. Right, that's an incentive for everyone. If you don't already have a badge and some stickers, if you take part and you send in your image, we will send you a Wonderful World of Football shirts badge, and it gets you into quite a few different venues for free.
All good
Hey.
supermarkets.
I'm
All
always
good
in Alton Towers now.
Classic football shirt shops gets you in for free. You haven't got to pay.
There you go. Done.
There you go, guys. All right, guys, thank you so much for listening. That was a lot of fun. Jake, if people want to get in touch with some of your awesome artwork, where can they find you?
At Art on Shirts FC on everything. I'm there.
And if people want to look at Woody, handsome Woody in car parks wearing football shirts, where can they do that?
Car Park W 1988. Thank you. No, Woody W 1988. Leave the car parks alone. Thanks very much.
Hey, I got nothing but love and mad respect. You look amazing in football shirts in car parks.
Thanks, Rich. Thanks.
You should actually work for NCP. You could do a good job marketing them.
Maybe I will.
Yeah, I reckon you could get a sponsorship deal anyway, at least.
A Sheffield Wednesday anniversary shirt sponsored by NCP.
Oh, what is this? Sponsored by NCP. Got the whole music in my head now.
And if anybody wants some editing or producing doing, they can get in contact with Helen. Where can they find you, Helen?
www.crabsalem.com.
Boom! Website. I am at Evil Genius Rich, and we are at Shirts Pod on all the kind of channels, but we only ever pay attention to Instagram. But you can leave a comment on Spotify. I do read that sometimes.
And YouTube, don't forget YouTube. We read
YouTube. Yeah, we read all of those comments. Finally, last thing. I did a park run last week and it was -5 degrees, so I did not wear a football shirt. But I'm giving you the choice of three or four black shirts today, which I'll be wearing this Saturday come weather. We have got a Athletic Bilbao away shirt from I think 2 seasons ago, black with little red and grey bits on it, made by New Balance. We have the Lifestyle range Real Madrid shirt, which is just a grandad collar.
Is that the pro version? Is the material a bit too Robbie?
It's not a pro version, it's just a normal version.
Sound.
We've got the Kitten Bone black shirt, long sleeve, with orange bit across, which is lovely.
You're keeping the best one till last, Rich.
And then we've got my unique Gazzetta dello Sport with the wonderful number 4 on the back, as if it was made by Channel 4. I have a feeling I know which one you want to pick, but let's just have a quick vote. Helen?
Yeah, Channel 4. I love that.
Channel 4. Right. Woody?
Channel 4.
Channel 4. And Jake, finish us off.
I'm not going to make it a whitewash. Just because Kitten Bone dropped that cool shit this week, I'm going to throw a little vote for Kitten Bone.
Nice. Cheers, man. Shout out to Kitten Bone. Guys, we have been the Wonderful World of Football shirts. You've been amazing listeners. Jake, say goodbye to our listeners, please.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.